then I could use this equation. And then if I didn't, then I could use this equation. And I could use that equation and solve. I could either solve at this point, solve for the wavelength, or if I was asked to get energy, I could take the wavelength when I finally do solve for it. And I could take the wavelength and put it in here. So either one of these equations, this one can give you energy, and then you can go from energy to wavelength or energy to frequency. This one you can get wavelength, and you can go wavelength to energy or energy to wavelength. So these two are related by this. All right. How to project charges? Yes, I can do that. Let's do a work function problem first, and then I will show you how to do the charges. Got about 7 minutes left. I'm going to do, actually somebody asked me to do the ionization energy 1 and 2 first. All right, so let's take a look at sodium. Sodium has 11 electrons. It's 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. And it has one valence electron. This is the valence electron. So if I'm doing ionization energy 1, that's removing the one electron that's the highest in energy. So that would be one of the valence electrons. In this case, it only has one valence electron. So I would say that's, I'm going to make this number up, so don't write this number down and assume it's right. 2,482 kilojoules or something. If I then go and do ionization energy 2, at this point I've gone into the core. When I go into the core and remove an electron, the second ionization energy level jumps. If, on the other hand, we had something like magnesium, magnesium has 12 electrons. You'd get 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. So ionization energy 1 would be pulling off one of these and changing that to 1. And we might have something like 3,426 kilojoules. And then ionization energy 2 is just removing the other valence electrons. So that's not going to be very big. It's going to go up, but not by a whole lot. So it might go to like 5,386. But you see how this and this are kind of close. There's no enormous jump. Let's say we pulled off a third one. I did ionization energy 3. At that point, we've gone into the core. And then you get a jump that's like to maybe 15,000. So every time you see that giant jump, what that's showing you is that you've gone into the core. All right. Yes, you could use either to figure it out, and the answers are multiple choice. All right, let's do the ionization energy one. All right, so ionization, work function. Yes, go ahead.
I was just wondering, just to be clear for the test this Friday, we use no graphing calculators, only scientific, and we cannot have any equations beforehand, correct?
Correct. No equations, and you have to use a calculator with no graphing function.
I'm guessing it's assumed that we memorize all the equations for the test, correct?
Yes. And if you look at the email that I sent out that shows you the things to concentrate on for the exam, that'll kind of narrow it down to let you know how many equations. And considering you can get the same thing from this equation as you can from this equation, I would just memorize one.
All
Because
right.
you can get this information from both of them.
All right. Okay.
You're welcome. Chad, you have a question.
Yeah, so I have two questions. What if the graphing calculator is the only calculator we have? And the second one is for the dimensional analysis problems, are we expected to memorize every single conversion factor?
Not every single conversion factor. If you have to go from something like quarts to gallons or something, that will be given to you. The English units in general are given to you, as long as it's not like feet to inches or something. But if it was like kilometers to miles, that will be given. So those kind of things are given. But on the other hand, the ones that like you're converting from nanometers to meters, those you do have to know. And so for those, I would memorize everything from mega down to
Picto.
probably just nanometers.
Oh, nanometers.
I don't think there are any picometers. Let's just go picometers just to be safe. But it probably will stop at nanometers. So for those, you do need to know those. And the easiest way to memorize these is work a lot of problems with them. And then, Josh, all you're going to have to do is go to D2L and go to the assignment page on Friday, and there will be a submission box there to put the picture of the ACS thing there. All right, you're welcome. All right, so let's do, so we got 1 minute left. All right, so let's say we have potassium and phosphorus. On the periodic table, potassium is over here, and phosphorus is kind of over here. The one that's going to have the larger radius is going to be on this side. The one that's going to have the higher ionization energy is going to be on this side. And then, yes, you will need a regular calculator. There are a couple of ways you can get a less expensive calculator. One of them, depending on where you live, I don't normally curve tests unless the entire class gets like a 30 or something. But generally I don't. Let's see. What was the last thing I was saying? Oh, for the calculator. There is a place in town, well, I don't know what town you're in, but there's a place in Kennesaw called Second and Charles, I think. And they have used calculators, and so those are kind of, those are less expensive. And then there's the ones you can get at Walmart. And then they do have a scientific calculator at the Dollar Tree a lot of times. They're just really, really small, but they work. So that's an option as well. And I do have, there should be, in the lockdown browser, there should be a scientific calculator that you can use from the lockdown browser. But I'm not exactly sure how to use it. Like, I can't give you the instructions on how to pull it down because I'm not exactly sure how to do that.
If you can find your way to Walmart, there's a $13 Casio calculator that works just fine. It works for basically every math class because it's not a graphing calculator, and it also works for chemistry, biology, physics as well. $13. It'll be everything you ever need.
Yep, that's what I would recommend. Brianna sent in an email through D2L. fix. Oh, really? Okay. Are you the one that I emailed yesterday about getting the information to the sales rep? Or is that somebody else, Brianna? Oh, thank you, Akash. No, okay. So I will check on that. So you're still not able to get into let's see. Oh, wait a minute. You're emailing me about the track meet, right? Hang on. Because we haven't been able to fix the normal email, but it's in regards to track meet. Okay, yes. I did see that. Yes, I did see it, and I think my response was something like, we can, no, you're not going to fail and drop out. It'll be all right. That yes, we can set that up. Absolutely, because you do have a track meet. You told me about it before. So I have that. All right. I am available during office hours today. I know these practice problems were super fast. I may, would you guys like an extra review hour tomorrow? All right. Do you guys want something in the morning or in the evening? Evening, morning, evening, late evening. Okay. It looks like evening is winning out. There are a few mornings. How about, too busy in the evening now. How about 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening? All right, so I'll do one of each. I will do one tomorrow at what time? 9 o'clock? Would 9 o'clock work for you morning people? And then like 5 o'clock for the evening people?